गुड मॉर्निंग। सुबह की 5:30 बजे हुआ है। अभी हम लोग निकल रहे हैं हाटा की तरफ हेलीकॉप्टर के लिए। नज़ारा तो थोड़ा बहुत क्लाउडी तो है। अभी देखते हैं कब तक हम लोग हेलीकॉप्टर में चढ़ के ऊपर जा सकता है।
The sound of the chopper cutting through the cold mountain air is sudden. The journey to Kedarnath begins.
अभी हम लोगों का सारा यहाँ पे वेट ले रहा है। यहाँ पे बोर्डिंग पास देगा। ये है वेटिंग हॉल।
As we rose higher, the view was breathtaking. Snow peaks, deep valleys, the meandering Mandakini River. As we flew above the deep gorges and the icy peaks, the first glimpse of Kedarnath is soon appearing. We landed and started walking the short 10-minute trail towards the temple. The oxygen here feels thin and the air a bit cold. After a short walking, we got to the iron bridge where we get our registrations, and at the morning 9:30 am we got the time slot of 4 pm for the Darshan time.
यह है केदारनाथ। ये सामने का व्यू है। यहाँ पे एक घंटा है। इस तरफ वाटरफॉल्स है। चारों तरफ देखिए।
The vibrations in the air, the echo of Har Har Mahadev is really unforgettable. We had a plan of returning soon by the helicopter, and thus we got a ticket of VIP Darshan, which owes 2,500 rupees per person, and I'll be sharing all the Pandits' details at the description with all their phone numbers. Do get in touch with them. Inside we offer our prayers. The energy, it's beyond the words I cannot express. After a peaceful and divine darshan, afterwards we climbed the steps behind the temple to reach the Bhim Shila, the legendary rocks that shaped the shrine during 2013 flood. Well, locals believe that if you try to stick 1 rupee coin and at the Bhim Shila, and if your mind and soul is completely clean, if you would like to ask something from the Shila, and that coin will get stuck to the body of that Shila and your wish will be fulfilled. After photo session, behind the temple stands tall statue of Adi Shankaracharya, the great saint who revived Hinduism across India. It is believed that he attained Mahashmadi right here in Kedarnath at the young age of 32. This statue of 12 feet is unveiled in 2021 as a part of the Kedarnath redevelopment project and reminds us of his immense contribution to Hindu philosophy and the unification of spiritual traditions. A word of caution: you will come across many sadhus outside the temple, all around the places. Some of them forcibly placing their hands on your head and demanding 500, 1000 or more. They make false claims like if you want your son's life or daughter's life to live long, pay 5,000. Or if you want your husbands to live long, give a donation of this much amount. So don't please entertain them.
आसपास का नज़ारा देखिए।
The story of Kedarnath begins not in the recent times, but in the epic of Mahabharatas. After the Kurukshetra war, the Pandavas were burdened with guilt for killing their own kings. They sought Lord Shiva to seek forgiveness, but Lord Shiva, unwilling to forgive them easily, disguised himself as a bull and hid in Himalayas.
কি ভিআইপি দর্শন?
ভিআইপি দর্শনই করলাম। গর্ভগৃহে আর কি আছে রে?
এটাই তো গর্ভগৃহ, ছুঁয়ে জল দিলে।
হ্যাঁ, জীবনে অনেক পুণ্য করেছিলাম নিশ্চয়ই এক সময়, তারই ফল পেলাম। পরবর্তী জীবন যেন আর কখনো জন্ম না হয়, আমার এখানে সেই নিয়ম। এই সব ভেঙে গেছিল এই হোক।
Again, the story begins. When the Pandavas finally found him, Bhima tried to catch the bull. The bull divided into the ground, but Bhima held onto its hump. The hump of the bull remained in Kedarnath, and the rest of the body appeared in different places, forming the 5 Panchkedar temples. Across that cliff, there lies a serene glacial lake called Vasukital. Around 8-kilometer trek from the temple, it is believed to be very spot where Lord Vishnu bathed before attending Lord Shiva and Parvati's divine wedding. But what truly makes the place magical is a flower that rare and sacred called Brahmakamal. On the left cliff of the Kedarnath temple, there is a Bhairav Baba temple, which you have to trek some portion in order to reach there. The scene outside the temple was intense. Chants of Har Har Mahadev, devotees everywhere, and an electrifying spiritual energy, surrounded by snow-peaked mountains everywhere and falls. Well, this is a place where in 2013 water got gushing towards the temple and washed everything with it. Well, there are a lot of sadhus being completely covered with lot of ashes. This is the temple which is completely filled with energy, and we really liked the vibes that we had enjoyed over there. Before we began our journey back, we took few moments to capture some memories in front of the temple, the divine backdrop of Kedarnath, the towering peaks and the energy of the place, something we will carry in our hearts forever.
हर हर महादेव।
जी देवे
ঘন্টার বাজি তাড়াতাড়ি যাও। At Kedarnath, accommodations are mostly dormitory style, which is ranging up of about 500 to 600, 700 per bed. And in GMVM, some of the costly hotels are like for about 12,000 per person per night, and which includes a meal of about a roti, a dal and sabji. Well, food at this step is of about a little costly. Puri sabji, chole bhature are 250 rupees, dosa is 200, a simple water bottle is 100 rupees. Raincoats are readily available for about 100 rupees. Walking sticks 20 rupees. Way to our return journey, I'll just explain. The hilltop of the travel, the Pitu service is 200 per person, Palki 400 and horses 500.
ওই যে ভৈরব বাবা
ভৈরব বাবা তো আমরা যমুনাতে করলাম। Battery cards are also available, mostly 300 to 400 per person, which is only being served from the helipad to the mandir and mandir to the helipad. On the way back to the helipad, we came across another GMVM hotel. This seems to be quite good hotel, but it's all dormitories. গাড়ি রাস্তা সত্যি আছে
এই দেখো টেন্টে আছে দেখো লোকজন
Look at the people who are putting their tents by themselves and not booking anywhere. This GMVM approximately cost around 12k per person. This is how the dormitory of 1000 per person bed. At night, this is the view of the Kedarnath, and we got to stay over at Kedarnath during the night to see the Aarti. As the sun sets behind the Himalayan peaks, the Kedarnath temple prepares for one of the most divine experience at the night Aarti. The sacred ritual known as the Sandha Aarti takes place during the evening between 6:30 to 7:30 pm depending upon the season. The Aarti begins with a blowing of Shank, the sound echoing through the mountains. Priests perform rituals using large brass lamps, incense, and chants of Shiva sonatras. The entire courtyard is filled with mantras, dhamuro sounds, and the glowing of flames rising into the cold mountain air. The energy here is overwhelming, especially under the starlit Himalayas sky. It is said that attending this Aarti purifies your soul and strengthens your connection with Mahadeva. While the Aarti itself, it's an unforgettable spiritual moment, there is one thing that felt a little bad taste. In the middle of the crowd, a few of so-called sadhus walk around with the fire pots, pushing through the devotees, demanding for dakshina 100, 500, 1000. It's no longer feel like offering, it feels like a business. 3 am we rushed through the freezing cold towards the helipad. The sky had finally cleared after one of the most terrifying nights that we had experienced last night. Although the previous day the helicopter services had been completely shut down due to the weather, dozens of flights were cancelled, people were stranded, and somehow by Mahadev's grace our morning slot was confirmed. We had survived a brutal Himalayan storm one will never forget. All the night the wind howled, the rain turned into hails, tents flew in the air, and the sound of the storm crashing against the walls made the entire building tremble.
जगदीश बाबू हिमालयन हेली सर्विस से जाने वाले पैसेंजर जगदीश बाबू जहाँ कहीं भी है जल्द से जल्द धरती वाले बैरिकेड पे पहुँचने का कष्ट करें जगदीश बाबू
This is the sitting area where people used to come and sit just they are about to board the helicopter, and only when they're gonna be called, just when their slots arrived soon. As the chopper lifted off, we looked at the Kedarnath one last time. We didn't just take blessings home, we carried back a story of survival, surrender to the power of mountains.
Devotees are still trekking along the Mandakini River, walking with a faith in their hearts. We passed over the snow-fed waterfalls, deep green valleys, and the majestic Himalayas in their peaks still dusted in white.